Myself Ketan Bhavsar, Assistant Professor in LJ Engineering College, Ahmedabad. In this session, we discuss about VLSI design style from chapter number 1. In previous session, we already discussed about hierarchy, regularity, modularity and locality. In hierarchy, we discuss about how we can split our task or how we can divide the large task into the smaller task. And in regularity, we discuss about how we can split a task in regular manner. In modularity, each and every module should work perfectly and properly. In locality, each and every local connection should be worked properly with help of the neighboring connections. And we also discuss about one specific example of 4-bit adder. In 4-bit adder, we divide the adder into the 1-bit adders. After that, we make a regular connections in terms of we are taking the 4 1-bit adders. After that, each and every adder work perfectly. Then and only then we are getting a 4-bit final output and also a neighboring connections. In this session, we discuss about VLSI design style. Field programmable gate array, gate array design, standard cell based design and full custom design. So there are the 4 design style in VLSI technology. Now we are focusing on field programmable gate array, it's FPGA. Basically there are 3 companies worldwide developed as FPGA kit: Xilinx, Altera and Actel. Right now 90% market all over the world is covered by the Xilinx company and the software is also called Xilinx. In education section or education sector, basically focus on the Altera and it's a software Quartus and the Actel for 1 to 2% all over the world. So there are the 3 companies who develop a FPGA kit: Xilinx, Altera and Actel. Now what is FPGA, field programmable gate array? It's fully fabricated FPGA chip containing thousands of logic gates or even more with programmable interconnects are available to user for their custom hardware programming to realize desired functionality. Fully fabricated FPGA chip, as you already know, according to the Moore's law, if number of transistor increases, then performance of the chip increase. So as you can see, we use the thousands of logic gates, means thousands of transistor we use inside the chip. Programmable interconnect means with help of the programming language you can connect a hardware functionality. Basically 2 languages used in FPGA or in VLSI technology, it's VHDL and Verilog. With help of the hardware programming to realize the desired functionality, it's called a hardware programming because VHDL, it's a full form of very high speed integrated circuit hardware description language. It directly describes the hardware functionality. So we use these 2 language when we work on FPGA kit. This design style provide a means for the fast prototyping and also for cost effective chip design, especially for the low volume application. It's also a cost effective because when you design an application specific, then it take a large amount of time and as well as the cost. A field programmable gate array chip contains IO buffers, CLBs, configurable logic blocks and programmable interconnect structures. The programming of the interconnect is implemented by programming of RAM cell whose output terminals are connected to the gate of MOS pass transistor. As you can see with this figure, or I can explain you with this figure. As you can see, this one is one FPGA. You can see it's an IO block. IO means input output block, that you provide the input or you get the output from these pins. Configurable logic blocks, or it also called as a combinational logic block. In this particular block you can see the number of transistor in terms of logic gates: AND gate, OR gate, multiplexer, demultiplexers. It is available inside the CLB blocks. Routing connection, horizontal and vertical routing connection. It provides the connection or connecting a specific CLB with help of the IO block. Suppose this IO block is connected with this particular CLB, then with help of the vertical and horizontal connection we can choose a specific CLB. So this one is a design for FPGA chip. As you can see, the internal view of CLB configuration that I already told you. As you can see, this one is a vertical and horizontal connection line, and this one is your particular CLB. It's configurable logic blocks. With help of the switch metric, the particular CLB will be selected, and this one is a pass transistor which allow a specific content or specific CLB can be choose with help of the pass transistor logic. This one is an internal diagram, we can say that, of this figure. Xilinx, specifically Xilinx have a different families like model XC model, XE model, XS model, and also have a different version like Spartan, Vertex. Fine. It's IO block. Right now we're taking one simple example of XE2000 from Xilinx. There are the 4 terminals, ABCD, a clock signal terminal, user programmable multiplexers, the multiplexer which is inside a CLB, latches for hold the data, and lookup tables. So basically you can solve any boolean function with help of the lookup tables. You can store your data temporarily with help of the SR latch. Multiplexer is generally used for the selection of the particular input values at a time, and also for the clock to drive any sequential task. Fine, this one is a simple example how actually FPGA chip or FPGA board contain. In our colleges basically we have a Spartan 3E board. Fine, it's a XE3S500 family, and we have this particular board. As you can see, in this board we have 8 different switches and also 4 push button available, as well as the 8 different LEDs and 4 7 segment LEDs also available for performing any specific counter or decimal task, as well as a VGA port is also available that you can connect with help of some graphical data, and it's a micro USB port that when we apply a specific power supply that we can perform a specific task on this particular board. It's a Spartan 3E XE3S500. Now the advantages and disadvantages of FPGA. FPGA based design is very short turnaround time, since no physical manufacturing step is necessary for the customize the FPGA chip. So when you're talking about a FPGA, then FPGA is generally a general purpose board. Fine, you can perform any task with help of the FPGA chip. But when you design the customization chip, like you already learn microcontroller like AVR 8051, PIC microcontroller, they all are the customization board. Fine, so it is a very costly solution when you design a specific chip. There are the 2 types of cost, like NRE cost and unit cost. When you're talking about the NRE, it's called as a one-time investment, or when you design a specific chip first time, then there are lots of R&D cost over there, manufacturing cost for designing the one particular chip, and after that you make a mass production of them. Fine, so there are 2 types of cost. So customization FPGA or customization chip is very costly as compared to the FPGA chip. And also a specific mapping technology is also used when you design a customized technology. And the typical price of FPGA chip are usually higher than the other alternatives. Definitely when you're talking about the gate array, standard cell, microcontroller, fine, then FPGA chip is definitely higher than a microcontroller price. Whenever you go to market and purchase a FPGA chip, then ultimately it's 10 times costlier than the microcontroller. The reason is very clear, because FPGA is generally used for designing a specific task when you have a time constraint and when your requirement is very fast. Fine, it goes up to a micro to milli, or we can say that to a picosecond. Fine, then FPGA is generally working on that particular high frequency task. So as you can see, this one is a drawback as compared to the microcontroller when we're talking about the price. Okay, now second, it's a gate array design. The gate array comes after the FPGA, as the full form of FPGA, field programmable gate array, the array of gates. While the design implementation of the FPGA chip is done with a user programming. User programming means with help of your programming skill, you can perform any task. Fine, suppose you have to implement AND gate, OR gate, multiplexer, demultiplexer. That according to the user programming, you can work on any specific task on at a time with help of the FPGA chip. That of the gate array is done with metal mask design and processing. Gate array implementation require two steps of manufacturing. First, standard mask, and second, customization chip with help of the uncommitted transistors. The uncommitted transistors can be stored for a later customization, which is completed by defining the metal interconnects between the transistor of the array. See, basically there are the number of gates or number of transistor inside the chip. Fine. Whenever you work on specific programming task, then out of 100 specific transistor can select at a time as per your program. Fine. And there are the number of uncommitted transistors are also available inside the chip. So you can use that particular transistors which is uncommitted for the later applications. Since the patterning of metallic interconnection is done at the end of the chip fabrication, and the turnaround time can be still short a few days to a few weeks. As you can see, there are the two steps of manufacturing. The first step is you can use a standard mask and then you can design a base wafer according to that. And if you don't want to use a standard mask which is available in the market, or we can say that as a header, then you can customize it and you can design a customization mask, and according to that you can design the ASIC. ASIC means application specific integrated chip. Your all the microcontroller like Arduino, like 8MEGA328, 8MEGA8, AVR, 8MEGA32, PIC microcontroller, 8051, 89C51, they all are ASIC. It's an application specific integrated chip. They all are ASIC based design. Fine. So with help of the gate array we can also customize the chip. With the use of multiple interconnect layers, the routing can be achieved over the active cell area. Thus the routing channel can be removed as the say of gate array. As what exactly the meaning of say of gate array means, there are the number of uncommitted or interconnect transistor which is on or we can say that on the surface of the chip. Here the entire chip surface is covered with uncommitted NMOS and PMOS transistor. So as you already know, we use whenever we're talking about the CMOS technology or VLSI technology, then we work on the field effect transistor. So there are the two type of transistor, NMOS and PMOS. So NMOS, with help of the combination of NMOS and PMOS, we can design a CMOS technology. NMOS is working on active high and PMOS is working on active low concept. As you already know, you already discussed this thing in semester 3. As in the gate array case, a neighboring transistor can be customized using a metal mask to from basic logic gate. So we have to start with a customization with the metal mask and then we can convert into the logic gates. As you can see, it's look like this, and we also perform this type of design in semester number 3, which is called as a stick diagram. That you can see it's a PMOS and NMOS configuration, supply and ground. It's a say of gate means there are the number of gates available on the surface, and it look like this: PMOS, NMOS, NMOS, PMOS, VDD and ground and VDD. So it's look like a stick diagram then that we already designed in semester number 3. For inter-cell routing, however, some of the uncommitted transistor must be scarified. This approach results in more flexibility for interconnection and usually in a higher density. So you are getting a higher density with help of the interconnection, and as well as provide the better flexibility according to your routing connection or routing channels. So I hope you can get a better understanding of field programmable gate array and gate array. Also we have a two topic like standard cell and full custom design. Fine, this two topic is remaining and we work on this two topic on next session. See, basically there are the main four technologies when you're talking about VLSI design style: FPGA, gate array, standard cell, and full custom design. Fine, we already completed two design style, and on next session we work on the standard cell and full custom design, and after that we make a one comparison table that you are getting the better idea that which particular design style you have to choose according to your specific applications or your specific requirement. Fine, I hope you like your this session, and if you have any doubt then you can contact me. So thank you very much.